I have to ask him that because we all know he can sing. Okay, now do Love Boat.
The Love Boat soon will be making another run. The Love Boat promises something for everyone.
I love
That's
it.
what I grew up watching. That's why I never did want to go on a cruise ship in the beginning.
How boring could that be?
I told my wife, I'm like, I watched the Love Boat. It's like a postage size swimming pool, and everyone's hooking up. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But this isn't your grandma's cruise ships anymore. These are floating cities.
Hi, I'm Steve.
And I'm Sandy, and we're two tenderfoot tourists. The one about First Cruise Preview, Part 2.
I was going to say that one thing about an inside cabin that most people wonder about, and which we ourselves will experience, is that, you know, whether you're claustrophobic or mildly claustrophobic, just in general, cruise ship cabins are a lot smaller than just a regular hotel room. And so when you get a room without any windows, that's a lot smaller.
That was my fear.
That can cause problems with some people.
Now, do you have a problem, Wendy, with enclosed spaces? Do you have a problem with that?
Slightly.
We're
And
both
so does
kind of
Justin.
mildly claustrophobic.
Yeah, mine's mild also. No.
You can come to our room and just go in our room on this cruise and see what you're thinking about.
And that's what I'm loving the fact that you guys are doing that, because I want that opportunity to have Sandy, you know, be exposed to an enclosed room and see what it's like.
And are we doing my time dining?
We're all doing my time.
Because we figured, because it's the four of us, but we also have 3 teenage girls and 2 other couples going with us as well.
Well, and we're all pretty sure the girls are just going to kind of forget we all exist for most of the trip.
Probably.
But they may decide they want to eat with us one night.
You just never know.
You don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, we do have plans on going at one time at sea to Chop's Grill
for lunch, probably, yeah. Another little cruising tip for all you out there in cruise land. It's usually generally cheaper to eat at a specialty restaurant for lunch than it is for dinner. So if you want to try out a specialty restaurant and not pay as much, or you're on a budget, it's better to go during the lunchtime.
Or the first night.
Or the first night.
Good to know. You know, that's funny you talk about that, because we've talked about eating at lunchtime and dinner time on vacations on if you could save money. And we found it on the coast, their prices are the same all day most of the time. Most of the places we go to, they don't change it for lunch.
No.
Yeah. So. They do on cruise ships because most generally they don't have as much business during the lunchtime. And so, and every cruise ship is like that. You'll get on a cruise ship and they'll start advertising things on there that you may not see advertised on another ship. It's all based on quotas they have to hit as a cruise ship and as a crew and as a cruise line. So you may be let's say you're in a 7-night cruise and you're day number 4, day number 5, you might, and this happens quite a bit with Royal Caribbean, they'll send out a punch card for drinks. You know that they're probably having trouble hitting their requirements. And so they do various things on a ship to hit all those marks.
Right.
And so that same way with food. Sometimes they'll offer things differently on different ships for different sales on dining packages or dining nights or certain restaurants.
Right.
Usually that's always based on their quotas that they have to hit.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Because a cruise ship makes most of their money on the sales on the ship.
Well, I was going to say that Chop's Grill is supposedly world-renowned for its steaks. Do you think you'll ever see any kind of deviation from that?
They do have sales for chops every once in a while, yeah.
Usually first or second night, you can, especially if you order it in the cruise planner before the cruise. And the lunch, they always have a discount on the lunch.
I will say it is like the best steaks I've ever had anywhere.
Yeah. Better than Sandy's.
Sandy
makes a mean steak.
Okay, well, I haven't had Sandy's steak, I don't think.
No, I don't think you have.
So I'll reserve judgment, Sandy.
I'm hoping it's amazing, because I can't wait.
I know. I
love
wait
a good
try
steak.
Okay, so there's Chop's Grill on this one, which is, like we just discussed, it's really known for its steaks.
Yeah, it's a steakhouse. Yeah.
And then the other one is Windjammer.
Yep, that's their buffet.
And now does that come with the package, or
that's complimentary?
That's complimentary. So is My Fair Lady.
That's complimentary.
But then Chop's Grill and Schooner.
No, Chop's Grill and Chef's Table.
Chef's Table
is the most expensive on any ship because that is a very small amount of people, 10, 15 people. And it's like an 8-course meal, something
Wow.
something
With
like that.
wine pairings.
With wine pairing.
So if someone
That'd be a
decides
cool
that they're going to, when they get on board, they're going to like, you know what, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to eat at Chops Grill for lunch. What could they expect to pay typically on average?
I think 25.
I think it's 22.
Okay, 22, 25 somewhere.
For
in there.
lunch?
For lunch, yeah.
Okay, and that's unlimited. That's for as much as you want to eat.
It's not unlimited steak. It's unlimited sides.
So
And desserts.
And desserts. Unlimited sides and desserts.
we'll say, yeah.
Now in the main dining room,
That's dangerous.
Everything is unlimited.
Although we've noticed the last cruise that we went on, they encourage you to only order one entree at a time because
But that's
of
not
waste.
that's not a rule though. You can order as many as you want.
One entree at a time.
Yeah, at a time. They generally want you. And I understand
I
that.
get
We don't
that.
want to waste either, you
No.
know. But I mean, we've been on a cruise ship where I've asked the waiter of our particular table, like on lobster night, you know, because Royal Caribbean, if you have a 7-day cruise, they'll usually have a lobster night. And it's lobster tails, all you can eat. And one of the waiters said they had a guy who ate 8 or 9 in one night.
Wow.
The table next to us literally had like a almost 2-foot platter mounded over with lobster tails.
While he's getting his fill.
Can you imagine
That
the
was for
carnage?
everyone.
No, joke.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
When it comes to preparing for going on the cruise, you actually have a carry-on.
Yes.
Okay. When it comes to carry-on, we were told that you have to have like one set of clothes, your pajamas, toothbrush, and any medication that you need. Oh, that reminds me. Go ahead.
They recommend anything that you absolutely cannot live without on your cruise.
You can
Pack it in your carry-on because if for some reason they misplace your
passport.
luggage, yes.
You can put anything you want in it. There's no required list. But Wendy's right. You got to think about like, what if I don't ever get any of my clothes back? That does happen occasionally to people. Usually the cruise line will compensate and give you some money to buy some cruise ship merch, like shorts or shirts. But it is good to think about in that way. And like, can I?
You could end up going commando.
Yes. So,
No.
or and also first night you may not get your bag. Now this has never happened to us, I don't think. But you may not get your baggage till 7-8 o'clock at night. Generally, it comes a lot sooner than that.
They said that typically it's about 6 o'clock.
We've usually
Ours
earlier
has
than
usually
that.
been earlier.
Yeah.
I started to say what I was reading said earlier.
Oh, was it earlier than that? Okay.
But, also, and I think Royal Caribbean just recently did this, you can take on like a 12-pack of soda now in your carry-on.
Yeah.
Also-
I don't know how to lug that around though.
Also 2 bottles of wine per stateroom in your carry-on.
Okay, but there is some things that they kind of, one rule of thumb, don't have your water in your bag that was going to be not carry on, but the other,
The checked bag.
Yes,
the check bag.
They'll flag it.
They'll flag it, and then you'll be interrupted in doing whatever it is you're doing, and they'll make you come down, open it up, and
You go to the naughty room.
the naughty in your room.
Yeah.
So, word of advice for anybody who's listening that
Put your water bottle in your carry-on.
Yes.
put your water bottle.
Don't carry anything that we can consider a weapon. It's a weapon-free society. They don't have any kind of firearms or anything on a cruise ship. But if you've got a pocket knife or something like that, they'll confiscate it.
No extension cords or power strips.
Yes.
Oh, that's the other thing. Okay, so it's no secret that I have sleep apnea. Okay, so I was really concerned about being able to have the power strip and all that. I mean, you can't have a power strip, but
You were worried about the extension cord.
The extension cord, will it reach the outlet? Because I didn't know this, but just like any kind of hotel, they really have a really bad placement of outlets. And the outlets are not over by the bed. Typically.
Generally, they're not.
Typically, they're like on the other side of the room, on the desk or the whatever you call it,
They're usually in the vanity area.
Vanity area. That's what I'm
area.
thinking.
Yeah.
So, and you usually have like 2 plugs. One's European, and one is regular. General. So that's typically what it is, and that's the way it is with this particular ship. So I contacted them. There's an email. They can, what is it, special needs at Royal
like
RCCC. I can put that in the description if anybody has special needs and they're wanting to contact Royal Caribbean and let them know their special needs. It can even be dietary. You can contact them with, say, hey, listen, I have these allergies. Don't make sure that they're not in my food or whatever. Make sure that they know everything about it. One of the things I was told that I could tell them, I need distilled water for my CPAP machine, and then I also need an extension cord for that. You have to give them your number, your ID number for your cruise. And a matter of just a few days after I wrote them, and they wrote me back saying, "Hey, no problem. We make sure that you'll have the extension cord you need. You'll have all the distilled water that you need, and it's free of charge. Mm-hmm. We got your back." Basically, is what they said. I thought that was just really awesome.
Yeah, that's how they generally will deal with it. Now, you may get on there, and once in a while they drop the ball concerning that. You still just have to tell your attendant or something, and they'll get it squared away for you. Cruise ships are. The ethos of a cruise ship is they try to be very accommodating in whatever they do. You know, it's not uncommon for someone to go into a dining room and say, I don't want anything on the menu. Can you make this? And they're going to make it if they have the ingredients. They're going to do it.
Right.
It happens all the time.
Especially if you're a person who's like allergic to aspartame.
Yeah.
Things like that, or you're allergic to, you can't have salt.
Yeah, or you're gluten-free or
you're
whatever.
Gluten-free, whatever it is. They especially, is that most important if you, to have my time dining? No, classical. Was it called classical?
Traditional.
It probably would be better in traditional, is just my guess. But and
that doesn't cost you anything extra to do traditional. You just have to schedule a time that you have to.
Well, and even from what I've heard in the My Time Dining, they try to place you with the same servers every single night as well. Right. So they're the ones that's going to be the go-between between you and the kitchen. And so if they're aware of your dietary needs, then I don't think it would be an issue if you chose My Time or traditional.
Okay, I get it. So that web address, just in case you want to know, it's special_needs@rccl.com. And like I said, if you've already booked the cruise and everything like that, you're going to have to give them that kind of information in order to let them know, like, hey, listen, I'm going to be on board. This is where I'm leaving at. This is the ship I'm going to be on. These are the dates. And then put your special need on there. Be polite.
Yes, it's a lot better if you act like a civilized person.
Yeah.
Well, and they really take good care of you, right? I mean, you were talking earlier, and I think you said it was like a ratio of 3 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So one person taking care of every 3 people. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and you really see that in a dining room. You know, your servers generally are only serving a few tables.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very attentive to the point where they'll get to know your likes. And, you know, the next night, your soda that you like so much will be there on the table.
Right.
You know, that kind of thing. Or they'll start talking to you and calling you by name. It's a different atmosphere than what most people are accustomed to.
Going back to the whole carry-on, your carry-on luggage, Sandy and I have both got a backpack. We're going to make sure we have all the things that are necessary for us to, you know, still survive on the cruise ship until our luggage actually comes in. What do you guys use to carry on? I mean, do you guys have
a little tiny roll suitcase thing?
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, okay.
It's a smaller one.
Yeah, you've never had any problems with the roll, because you just have one. I'm assuming you guys can just put everything in it.
Well, we take one apiece, so we carry 3 of those on.
Yeah,
wow.
Usually.
Yeah. And it's got wheels and a handle, and you just roll it around wherever you're at.
That's nice.
Your rooms are generally open by 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And so, on Royal Caribbean anyway. And so you don't have to tote it around a whole lot.
Right.
You know, you're going to get on the ship relatively, you know, we relatively get on the ship, you know, 10:30, 11. So you're not going to be having to carry that around too long.
Right. Okay. Well, then the other thing is, also parking for, now every port is going to be different.
Yes.
Okay. Sandy and I, what we had done is I literally reserved an area where it's got security, and it's going to be in a building, and it's going to be safe for us to leave our car there, at least feel as if it's safe down there.
Yeah.
Not all, now, if you're not willing to pay that, I'm not going to say how much we paid for it, because really, frankly, right off the top of my head, I want to say it was like $75, $80 for us to leave our car there. And it wasn't until just recently I found out that the hotel will actually allow you to keep your car there for the week that you're gone. They do that normally. And it's $18 for valet, and they just let them know that, hey, you're going to do that. But what they do is they take your car so that it leaves room for your guest, and they put it in another parking lot. But still, I mean, but there is no security. There's nobody looking after your car. There's no cameras, no nothing like that. It's just kind of out there. You need to, like, research the place you're leaving out of. Look ahead, see where you're going to be at, what they have available to you, if whether or not it's going to cost you something in order to keep your car there. There's free ways to do it, just like I just mentioned. Hotels usually allow you, some hotels, not always, they will allow you to park your car for that duration. So,
yep, that's correct.
So what have you always done?
We've done both, and you know, if the hotel is a relatively clean and nice hotel and well maintained, you know, there's not too much to worry about as far as leaving a vehicle there. Mm-hmm. They have people who peruse the parking lots and stuff like that. But generally we use a fenced in parking area near the port that has security where people going in and out have to show identification, you know.
Right. Well, that's usually the actual cruise line port, like parking, is what you're talking about.
Well,
some of it is, some of it isn't.
It's not the cruise line, it's the city, it's the port of Galveston.
It's contracted out. Mm-hmm. It's the port of Galveston.
Okay, now does that cost you anything to do that?
I think it was $60 for the 4-day.
Okay.
If you book in advance.
But it's not covered like you saying yours is covered, it sounds like it's inside a building.
Yeah, it's inside the building.
Ours is open to the outside air.
Right.
It's just all fenced in.
All right.
Yeah, it's going to be different everywhere. And like you said, there's the whole issue of a lot of hotels will let you leave your vehicle there, and that's a good deal.
That is a good deal. If you don't want to pay anything and you feel comfortable doing it, I'd say go for it.
Yeah, and in the day of the internet, you can just go online and research your hotel and just look to see if anyone's written anything about leaving their car there.
That is
overnight.
true. That is true.
And you'll get some good information that way,
We're all about the research here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're very good at it. Thank you for doing that.
Also, another good tip in cruising is this, and although you guys are staying within your port city, but it's not costing you anything, basically.
Right.
But for normal people who it's going to cost them, it's generally good to stay outside of that port city limits. Mm-hmm. And it might be, like we're going to Galveston, we stay in Texas City, which is just maybe 15 minutes away from the port of Galveston.
Just on the other side of
the pricing in a hotel is a huge difference from the port
dramatically
city
lower compared.
It is. And so a good way to lower your cost in cruising is see if there's a city close to your port city that's just, you know, a few minutes away, 20 minutes away, 30 minutes away. Stay there, and then on the day of the cruise, drive into your port city.
So do you already have your rooms reserved and everything for down there?
Yeah, we stay at the same place every time.
We usually do that as soon as we book because we use a travel agent, so we let her handle that. And so whenever we book the cruise, we tell her to go ahead and book the insurance and then also go ahead and book the pre-cruise night.
Right. We always recommend a travel agent. I know people, you know, they book their cruising themselves and all that kind of stuff. But look, a travel agent costs you nothing more. They're reimbursed from the cruise company or whatever companies they're working through. They cost you nothing, and they can be the ones who are on the phone for an hour talking with someone that you don't want to talk to. Mm-hmm. A travel agent saves a lot of headaches, and it costs you nothing extra to use one. Yeah. And so it to us, it just seems like a no-brainer to use a travel agent.
Well, and like on this cruise alone, I think there were 2 or 3 price adjustments that we ended up getting.
That's
right.
And
all we had to do was let her handle it, and she applied it for all of us. So
that is awesome.
And I know that she had to spend hours sometimes on the phone with them doing that.
Yeah, most people have.
But we didn't.
Most people have this thought that a travel agent isn't an extra cost. It is not. No. There may be some out that, but you know, 99% in general, travel agents they're compensated through those companies that you're using for your cruising or for your all-inclusive resort or whatever.
Right.
They're getting paid other ways apart from you.
I gotcha.
So if you see a price on the internet, let's say for Royal Caribbean, and it's $900 a person, you go through a travel agent, that's exactly what's going to cost you. It might cost you less, or you might even get some kind of perk through a travel agent.
Right.
But it's not going to cost you more.
I know the travel agent that it's the same one you guys use, and she's been very patient with me. She's been very patient with me because I'm always asking questions. I'm always inquiring something, or she'll shoot me a question or tell me about something, and then I may take a few days in order to answer because I'm still mulling it over. It's like, do I really want to do that? Like, for instance, the insurance. So that's something I want to do. And by and large, I think that the deal that I got from her, what she told me about, was the best deal that I could find. So
yeah,
so
they're just a really good resource. I honestly don't know why people don't use travel agents, to be honest with you, because they're the ones who are dealing with all the headaches.
Right.
Well, and odds are pretty high that they're the specialist in this area.
Yes.
So, I mean, why not take advantage of that?
Yes, I agree with that. They probably know a little bit more about it than we do. I will say, for anyone who's cruising out of Galveston, it is probably the ugliest cruise port in the United States. It's very industrial, so if you're thinking it's Miami, it is not. There are oil refineries belching out there in the ocean, lots of rust.
Okay, so that is true. There is a lot of these oil refineries just inside the harbor there, and the thing about Galveston, it's seen a lot of hurricane.
It has,
and it's seen a lot of weather that you just tore the place apart. In fact, the hurricane in 1900, before that, it was considered one of the most richest, most wealthiest cities in the United States. It was then that hurricane, which the hurricane of 1900 came in and it just wiped people out. And there's some statistics that say that they wiped out anywhere between 6,000 to 12,000 people. It kind of varies. It's a big gap there, but make a long story short, it never really recovered from that particular, and it never reached the level that it was before.
Right.
But there's still a lot of these early, like late 1800 homes, Victorian style homes there you can tour.
Right.
In Galveston. Sandy and I are really looking forward to seeing that. Also, they really don't shirk away from that theme. Like Pier 21, they have some hotels that are down there that you can stay at, and they have an industrial theme but with a modern feel to it, and they look really, really nice. So there's some nice hotels just right there on the harbor.
They do.
And they got a lot of seafood joints that you can eat at.
And they've got the pier there with all the carnival stuff on it there.
Oh, and they have the tall ship. La King's Confectionery. That's right around the corner from our hotel. Everything that we've decided, we decided to actually stay at is like not more than less than 10-minute walk to everything that we were wanting to look at. Specifically, we can look at our cruise. We can walk over there. And the other thing is they have a tall ship there called the Alyssa. Have you seen that?
No, I've seen a picture of it.
And Sandy and I want to go walk around it. So basically what I'm doing right here, I'm letting the listeners hear kind of a precursor of what this episode may sound like once we get back. Because we got a lot that we're going to do while we're down there, at least on the first day.
I expect multiple episodes.
Yes.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about it for a while.
And of course, we go to Galveston a lot, and our tradition is that we flip on Glenn Campbell as we hit the outer ring of Galveston.
Glenn Campbell, what do you play?
Galveston.
Oh, okay. Duh.
Yeah. So we play that every time we come into the
hilarious.
City. We flip
we're like, get it ready.
Right when we're going over the bridge into Galveston.
We're going to do that now, right?
I have to find the song now.
I'm joining your tradition.
iTunes.
Oh, yeah.
We play it every time.
Can you hum a few bars for us? For
Galveston, oh Galveston, I can hear your sea waves crashing.
See? There you go.
I have to ask him that because we all know he can sing. Okay, now do Love Boat.
The Love Boat soon will be making another run. The Love Boat promises something for everyone.
I love
That's
it.
what I grew up watching. That's why I never did want to go on a cruise ship in the beginning.
How boring could that be?
I told my wife, I'm like, I watched The Love Boat. It's like a postage size swimming pool, and everyone's hooking up. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But this isn't your grandma's cruise ships anymore. These are floating cities.
Okay, so what is it that you guys call called it. They used to be called the people that normally go on cruise ships. It was the retired.
No, newlywed and nearly dead.
Yes, newlywed and then nearly dead.
Yeah, that's not the way anymore.
No,
now it's mainstream.
Now it's the booze cruise. No, that's not anymore.
Now most of them are going towards family friendliness. To be honest with you,
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, they have amenities for. The kids programs are huge on all cruise lines. Well, except for like luxury lines, but the Carnivals and the Royal Caribbeans, their kids part is huge.
Well, I was going to say some of those, the kids programs are free.
Yeah, they're almost all free.
Yeah, and then unless you want like a babysitter, that's when it starts.
That's going to cost you something.
And it also depends on whether or not they're potty trained or how old they are or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know they also don't they have a like teen.
They do.
Club.
I
mean, it's a club atmosphere, and it's for teenagers.
They do.
That's pretty cool.
And they're very controlled, and you can't. Not just anyone can go back there. You've got to be a parent, and they're very high security back there.
They don't even let the parents. You drop them off at the designated spot, and parents aren't even allowed back there.
And it's interesting. A lot of the crew members that work with children have college degrees dealing with that.
I gotcha.
It's interesting. They're not just like your everyday, Joe Schmo like me.
In other words, it's like any guy with like a background check can come in and.
No, a lot of them are very well educated.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No creepers allowed.
No creepers.
Wow. I think okay. I'm
excited for you guys though on your first cruise.
I am very excited about our first cruise,
and I'm excited to share it with you.
We've talked it up so much that I'm like, if this is not good, they're going to hate me for the rest of their lives.
Okay, so the first day we're there, everybody tells me, and in fact, I think even Sean even backed it up. I've heard it's like, if you're going to go on your first cruise, don't do just a 4 or 5 day cruise. Do a full week.
You hear people say both. You seriously say people the opposite of that. Some people are like, only go on a 3 or 4 day because if you hate it, you don't want to spend more than what you have to.
Exactly, but everybody says that very rarely does anybody actually hate it.
Yeah, I've met 1 or 2 people that don't like cruising, but that's it. Yeah, the people that have went on cruises, I know 1 or 2 people that are just like, nah, it's not for me, and a lot of that has to do with they don't like the crowds or they don't like the excessive food and the eating and all that. So, I mean, I just hope that you enjoy the cruise and you don't hate us afterwards.
Oh, even if the ship completely sucks, you have really awesome travel companions.
That's true.
That's true. Mine is Sean.
Yes. Oh, that's hey, you guys.
It's going to be fun all around, and hopefully you guys are hooked.
Yeah,
but then you might hate me for that too. You're like,
I was looking at pre-cruises, cruises in 2021, and they wanted a $500 deposit and it'd be $165 a month all the way up until we cruise.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, is that supposed to be good?
Well, it depends.
Where was it to?
It was a 7-night cruise, or it was a 7-day cruise. What would that mean? That'd be 6 night, right? So anyway, it goes to Mexico out of Galveston, and it goes to like 3 ports or 4 ports.
Was Costa Maya one of them?
I don't remember.
$160 a month though, and between now and 2021.
No.
That's high.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought that seemed a little high.
They're charging you for the convenience of payments, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody tells me that if you're going to book a cruise, make sure you do it way in advance. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm getting a discount or any kind of bonus here.
Well, you are in advance in general. It used to be with cruising, the model has changed now. It used to be you wait, and if you can, as close as time as possible, because they have to fill up the ship, and if they're empty cabins, they'll start discounting them. They no longer do that anymore. We know from experience now that's true. You get like the cruise. Is it what's this cruise now for us, or the next one? You looked the other day and you said, well, now our cruise is.
We have a cruise booked in October that's an 11-night with Celebrity, and it's over $1,000 more.
Wow.
Than it was when we booked it.
So it does pay to book early.
Perks. I would say about a year to year and a half out. is when we found that we get the best deals. And if it ends up dropping after you originally book it, you just ask for a price adjustment with your travel agent, because our cruise in October, it went down, I would say within a few months of us booking, it went down an additional like $300, I think. And so she ended up doing that price adjustment, and then we ended up getting bumped up. We're platinum now with Royal Caribbean, so that transfers over to Celebrity. So we ended up getting a room upgrade. So she took care of that after we had booked it. Yeah.
Once you get high enough up in their loyalty program, this has some really good perks. And, you know, the lower levels, not so much, but you start getting some really good perks. And we're at the level now where they give you a balcony discount every time and those kinds of things.
That's automatic, though. Once you book it and you have it, they automatically give it to you because you don't have to say, hey, I'm a platinum member.
Right.
Yeah, but I thought that seemed a little steep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't sound right.
Seems like it.
It's like, I don't want to pay $500. I don't want to pay $165 a month. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right to me.
You don't want to know what our down payment was for October, though.
Oh, I know. I bet I don't.
I would guess, though, a 7-night cruise per person should be about $1,000.
Oh, you mean, okay.
On the high end.
On the high end.
On the high end, yeah.
So it should be $2,000 or less for you two on a 7-night cruise.
So, full disclosure, after I paid for the cruise, I paid for insurance, paid for our excursion. What else is excursion and the drink package and everything,
and my time dining.
Yes. Well, my time is free.
I didn't know that.
It's complimentary.
It's complimentary. The total amount was like $1,300.
Right. And you got a lot of extra things.
And he got a lot of extra things.
You know, the drink package is a big thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, I thought I got away with it pretty good.
If you guys didn't do any of that, you would have literally got under $1,000, well under $1,000 for the two of you.
Right.
Right. Because I think with us, we didn't get the drink packages for Justin and I. We did do the Playa Mia, so when we did that, we probably spent around, and with the insurance and the gratuities included, probably around $600, less than $600 a person.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was going to say, because I know that just the cruise itself without the insurance and everything only cost us, it was below $1,000.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was really kind of cool.
It is. It's an amazing value.
And the thing that person needs to listen to this. What would you spend normally driving to a hotel, spending X amount per night at a hotel? Then also on top of it, you have to pay for your meals.
And it's not going to be as good as quality as this meal.
You have to pay for fuels. Yeah, fuel. You get free entertainment.
You're into different countries.
Go to different countries. You're really getting a very good deal for a vacation.
It is a very
good deal. Excellent episode we had. Yes.
That is, as usual, is an excellent episode.
Thank you so much for listening to
the one about First Cruise Preview, Part 2.
Okay, so Too Tender for Tourists is a weekly family-friendly podcast. If you like what you hear, be sure to subscribe on Podbean, Apple Podcast, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, and that's just naming a few.
To get in touch with us and chat about this podcast or even your travel experiences, simply email us at tenderfoottourists@gmail.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Keep those suggestions coming, and maybe you'll give us our best episode of 2019. I'm Steve.
And I'm Sandy.
Until next time,
stay tender.